Shall we rise? Let's have the music for procession, please. Shall we rise? Thank you. We shall take the our own dear native, our own dear native, Nigeria. We must stand the union of learning and excellent education. All of our knowledge and only the vision of our people. I need the You may resume your seat. Just series of the Millicent Ozuamaka Industrial the Abraham George Will is the Deputy Angela Frank Briggs of Dr. Gloria Chinda. At the extreme is the University Librarian Professor Helen Emesialo, the Dean, Faculty of Sciences, Professor C.J. Ogugwe, Pioneer Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of Administration, Professor Etelbet Ndoka. We have deans, deans of faculties, directors of centers, which time will fail us if we go ahead to introduce them one after the other. May I at this point in time invite the registrar to take over the next series of events.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 210th Inaugural Lecture in the series. May I now invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Unari Abraham George, to make his opening remarks. The Vice Chancellor.
Deputy Vice Chancellor, our Faculty of Science, our revered inaugural lecturer today, other distinguished professors, Emeritus Professor Benewiliabe, former DVC Rwanda, Professor Nduka, former DVC admin, Yopu, former DVC Rwanda, other distinguished professors who are here present, the family of our inaugural lecturer, Your Royal Highnesses, my Lord, spiritual and temporal, other invited guests, students of the University of Port Harcourt, ladies and gentlemen, It is my singular honor to welcome you all to the 210th Inaugural Lecture Series of the University of Port Harcourt. Today's lecture to be delivered by Professor Millicent Uzoamaka Ibezim Ezeani is aptly titled The Lifeblood of Sustainable Industrial Processes. Inaugural lectures, as we know, are not mere academic rituals. They are intellectual milestones. They represent the distilled essence of reflection. Our inaugural lecturer, she will be properly introduced by the Dean of Science. He is an exceptional scholar who has contributed meaningfully to the body of scientific knowledge. He is a teacher by the Faculty of Science. This lecture promises to give answers to questions, some of which are: what does the phrase life become input for another industrial symbiosis? Is it possible for industrial processes to become fully sustainable? Or is sustainability itself? Ladies and gentlemen, the scope of this lecture is indeed very vast. As we sit here today, I hereby enjoin all of us to sit tight and anticipate a lecture. If you are expectant as I am, please keep an open mind. Let us learn from the wisdom that will be shared today.
Professor Chimezie J. Bezim Ezeani.
Principal, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Vice Chancellor, sir, please permit me to present a citation on Professor Millicent Uzoamaka Ibezim Ezeani. Professor Millicent Uzoamaka Ibezim Ezeani, ni Ochono, is a distinguished scholar, accomplished academic, and trailblazer whose life journey reflects excellence, resilience, and purposeful impact. She was born on the 6th of July, 1967, as the first of 4 children into the family of late Chief Alphonsus N. Ochono and Ezinne Philomena U. Ochono of Ebema Ozubolo in Ekusigo local government area of Anambra State, Nigeria. By marriage, she is proudly connected to Abo Ani Obu in Orumba North local government area, where she holds the distinction of being the first professor from the community. Her academic brilliance manifested early. She began her educational journey at Women Teachers Training College Primary School, Enugu, between 1972 and 1978, and proceeded to the prestigious Queen's School, Enugu, between 1978 and 1983. She later gained admission into the University of Port Harcourt, where she earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Pure and Applied Chemistry in 1988. With an unwavering commitment to scholarship, she returned to the same institution to obtain her master's degree in physical chemistry in 2003 and subsequently a PhD in physical chemistry in 2008. Following her National Youth Service Corps at Research and Quality Control Section of Delta Steel Company Limited, Alaja, between 1989 and 1990, Professor Ibezim Ezeani contributed to knowledge at the secondary school level, teaching chemistry and mathematics with passion and dedication. Her professional journey further took her into the industry as a safety instructor at Chase Technology Limited, SPDC, Warri, where she honed her practical experience between 1997 and 2000. Her academic career at the University of Port Harcourt began as a part-time teacher and demonstrator between 2000 and 2003, after which she was appointed assistant lecturer in 2005. Through her diligence, consistency, and intellectual depth. She rose steadily through the ranks, became a lecturer 2 in 2007, lecturer 1 in 2011, senior lecturer in 2014, reader in 2017, and ultimately attained the prestigious rank of professor in 2020. Professor Ibezim Ezani's contributions to teaching, research, and mentorship are both extensive and impactful. She has supervised over 162 undergraduate and postgraduate research projects. And has published widely in her area of specialization. She is a co-author of several notable academic texts, including Fundamentals of Solution Thermodynamics, Introduction to Physical Chemistry, Fundamentals of General Chemistry, Rudiments of Dots in Oilfield Operations. A respected academic voice, she serves as external assessor for professorial appointments and as an external examiner for both undergraduate and postgraduate programs across several universities. Her professional distinction is reflected in her fellowship of the Chemical Society of Nigeria and the Institute of Chartered Chemists of Nigeria, as well as her membership of the Organization for Women in Science for Developing World and Women in Chemistry. Within the University of Port Harcourt, Professor Ibezim Ezani has demonstrated exceptional leadership and service. She represented the university as a subject matter expert at the African Virtual University Teacher Education Program Review Workshop in Kenya in 2016, contributing to curriculum development and peer review of core chemistry modules. She currently serves as the first female director of the Central Instrument Laboratory, CIL. A role in which she has brought innovation, visibility, and renewed relevance to the laboratory. Under her leadership, CIL has successfully hosted the first and second international conferences on laboratory research and technopreneurial innovations in commemoration of World Laboratory Day in 2024 and 2025. She is the editor-in-chief of the International Journal of Research and Technopreneurial Innovations and SILAZIN, both contributing significantly to multidisciplinary scholarship. Notably, she facilitated the acquisition of an ultraviolet visible spectrometer through internally generated revenue, organized hands-on technical workshops, and strengthened the student industrial work experience scheme. Beyond academia, Professor Ibezim Ezani is a woman of deep faith and admirable family values. A devout Catholic, she attributes her accomplishments to the grace of Almighty God. She is happily married to Mr. Anthony I. Ibezim Ezani, and their union is blessed with the Millicent Uzamaka Ibezim Ezani stands the power of dedication, intellect, and faith. Vice Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies, Professor Millicent Uzamaka Ibezim Ezani.
Permit me to continue on the protocol already established. Thank you. Knowledge gain. Knowledge grows when shared. When I was at okay, please for sharing this moment with me as I present the 210th inaugural lecture in the University of Port Harcourt. I will appreciate us and acknowledge us at the end of my presentation days at the Women Training College Primary School. I kept wondering as I moved along the wet streets, especially after a downpour, where the dirt assorted, some are plastics, wood, oil, sand. They were all flowing. I was wondering how they were moving and where they are going to, and the distance they will cover. My curiosity on this led me to understand that over time, these deaths find their way to water bodies and could become harmful to the ecosystem. I carried this experience and it lingered on as I entered my secondary education at the Queen's School, Enugu, headed then by Reverend Sister Basire. Laborare uno animo is the motto of Queen's School, Enugu, which means working together with one mind towards a common goal. And I think this has continued to contribute to my harmonious relationship with colleagues, as this gained me an award of the best team player in 2022 in the Faculty of Science. I continued moving on, and like I hinted, Queen's School is renowned with good teachers, and they have this gift of teaching well. All these formed the building block of my current career. I embraced my admission into the University of Port Harcourt with enthusiasm, having known that chemistry is the science that studies matter and the transformations they undergo at different conditions. This didn't go. Chemistry at my undergraduate level is not going. At my undergraduate level, I appreciated all aspects of chemistry: physical, theoretical, analytical, material. The next one. Yeah, inorganic, biochemistry, organic, and theoretical chemistry. All these were in final year research work when the physical chemistry models and graphical representations were able to interpret my data. In other words, revealing the rates and steps involved in the process just from my data. I was really carried away. It was a great eye-opener, and I made up my mind to come back for physical chemistry to learn more. When I came back, I continued, and from there, I did well, and I was employed in chemistry department and moved and rose through ranks to become the first female professor of physical chemistry in the Department of Pure and Industrial Chemistry, and also the first to present inaugural lecture in this field of science. My academic and scientific exploration were marked with many tours to industrial and laboratory facilities. I spent my National Youth Service Corps at the Laboratory Services Department, Research and Quality Control Section, Delta Steel Company, Alaja, where I gained the initial industrial work experience. I continued, while in my postgraduate, I ran my research under Professor Anusiem. May he so rest in peace. I learned a lot, and we worked on developing surface active collector reagents to beneficiate metals and metal ores. I continued my research as a staff with Professor Karanta and some supervisees in repurposing agricultural waste. Hence, my passion for upcycling plant-based waste with advantageous impact on nature has led to today's inaugural lecture titled "The Lifeblood of Sustainable Industrial Processes." Job, the development of novel and innovative industrial products has significant influence on job, quality of life, ecosystem wellness. The growing trend for the use of renewables of different classes of surface active agents has great impact and is crucial to raising the gross domestic product of nations. But we find out that these conventional surface active agents, though they are doing the work, but they are harmful to both man and the ecosystem. These surface active agents have found use in almost everything in the industry. From the food security, where the storage stabilizers are prepared to protect food so that we'll have enough. To need, like over our school here, we have the solar. There is what we call film morphology improver. They support so that the solar system can tap enough light and tap it well to do a lot of work. We also have the neat or soil remover in the detergent industry. Now, given the shift from fossil fuels to renewable resources and natural product-based materials, renewable surface active agent embodies this shift. LIFEBLOOD. Actually, LIFEBLOOD is the blood that the body needs to take care of all the processes. You can imagine what is needed to take care of the whole processes in man. And it does it so well. We have the transportation of blood all through and water all through the body, respiration. We have excretion, nutrition, man must work, digestion, reproduction. So let us think of the surface active agents in that line. In the present context, the LIFEBLOOD is the essential element necessary for continuous process survival and optimization alongside ecosystem conservation. Now, I have presented some LIFEBLOOD influences of surface active agents. In the pharmaceutical industry, they are applied in drug. Their functions are multifunctional. They are permeation enhancer, so that when we take the drug, it can be able to pass through the pores to get to the points they want them. We have drug delivery improver, wetting agent, antimicrobial action, and so on. We have let me go to institutional detergents. Yes, they are there as suspension stabilizer, fabric softener, emulsifier, and so on. Also, we have, let's go down, the food processing industry, the emulsifier, the foaming agent, the defoamer, dough improver, and so on and so forth. Surface active agent is paramount for industrial operations to advance. Thus, there is need and required innovation to make sure that whatever we are preparing is of a eco-friendly nature, so that the products we'll get will be okay and then also toxic-free at the end. What are surface active agents? Surface active agents is an amphiphilic molecule which alters properties of a system at the interface by their preferential orientation of the hydrophilic and the hydrophobic pattern I will explain. And then, when they are there, they now facilitate a broad spectrum of reactions and processes. Looking at this, amphiphilic molecule is made of two parts. They must be there for that molecule to be amphiphilic. We have two portions. The part that is water-loving or oil-hating. That is the hydrophile. While we have the hydrophobic, the water-hating, the oil-loving, the organic-loving, bacteria loving. So that is it. Now, figure 1 is showing the picture, the part that is hydrophilic and the part that is hydrophobic. These particular elements, molecule, acquire their stability through their preferential orientation at surfaces and interfaces. We have their categorization based on their behavior in aqueous medium. For example, those that bear positive charge in aqueous medium are termed cationic surface active agent. Those that bear negative charge are termed anionic surface active agent. There are some, they neither have positive nor negative, but they exhibit their surface active character through hydrogen bonding or weak interaction forces. We call them non-ionic surface active agents. We have the zeta ionic surface active agent. This group has the positive and the negative in their hydrophile. And normally the positive part is in the middle, that is linking the negative to the hydrophobic portion. I have used these schematic representations to show us that. These are some examples, classes of surface active agents and the example. I'm sure all of us have seen the zinc we are using. Anything, you see that there is a cationic surface active agent is a rust and metal surfaces so that they don't rust. We have in the farm, yes, this is important. These days, the way insects move, pests move is surprising. They will eat and eat the crop until the crop will start crying. Now, look at, this is sprayed, this is lignosulfate. When it is sprayed, it helps to hold the particular active agent on the surface of the plant. It will not be harmful. That is, if it's not harmful, good. So it will be there, and then the crops, the pests will run away. Then we have anti-fog and rain coating. Over here, we are lucky in the morning, it will be clear. There are some places up to 10, 9. You can't see clearly. So they need more of this anti-fog and anti-rain coating so that when they spray it on their glasses and parts of their vehicle, they can see well. We also have the zeta ionic surfactant, the example. Because of this positive and negative, they are normally able, you can tailor them to any use, and they are used for formulating baby products. Industries. There is one that is not here. Good. Please, pardon, good. This is another example. The impacts of surface active agent in soap. I have to bring up this because I remembered that 2020, coronavirus nearly sent all of us home. When we heard this, Nigeria, we all kept our hands like this. Because over there, they have facilities and big equipment. We are worried. They now told us that one man or so has brought it. So everybody became more afraid. And government, helped these institutions to close. As I'm talking to you, before you know it, all big buildings had washing basin in their front. In fact, even homes, at a time, we had to have buckets with tap, including churches, markets. What happened? What saved us is the lifeblood that is in the soap. That active agent, the surfactant, that is what saved us. How did it go? Now, we were told, before eating or drinking, cooking, wash your hand. It was so good, then everybody was very careful. You come in, you wash your hand before you enter the house, even remove your dresses. So when you put your hand, watch the first one, you can see the virus there. You fix your hand there, nothing will happen. Because ordinary water cannot remove it. Then you drop an antiseptic liquid soap, then rub your palms with the soap and water. They will now blend, they will disperse and emulsify. And then at the end, a kind of an envelope will start being formed because the water-loving section or portion of the surface active agent in the soap molecule will be attracted to the aqueous phase, while the water-hating section or the organic loving section will be attracted to the organic phase. And as that is happening, you see all the bacteria engulfed in a kind of envelope. That envelope, we call it micelle. And inside that micelle is no longer a comfort zone for any kind of bacteria. And what do? They will start disintegrating. They cannot function. It is not their nature. And as such, they start dying, breaking. And then through the rinsing of hands, they will be flushed off through the sink, and we'll have our neat hands. This was just what saved Nigeria. While others were busy counting thousands going up, we were not counting anything. Can you see? When they say good things in life come free, for me, it was a free blessing for us. Join me in thanking God for this place. So that, yeah, it was really a free, because we don't have anything. It would have been dangerous. So this is where soap. We have seen one particular example of the lifeblood influence of soap. I will take us to industry. Industry is an important aspect of the economy. And the role of this industry is to manufacture goods, provide services, or natural resources extraction. Businesses and organizations are normally classed as industry, depending on the similarity of the economic activity. Those that, let's say, sell agrochemicals, develop agrochemicals, prepare food for the farm, chicken food and all that, belong to the agrochemical industry. We also have pharmaceutical. I'm using these ones that are familiar to us. Those to go to lab, do research, try drugs, test some therapies, and then bring out the drug. Also, those who transport and sell it, they are all in pharmaceutical industry. We also have the construction industry. Those who build, repair, infrastructural development, and things like that belong to the construction industry. First, industrial processes. Looking at all here, you see a lot of processes. The industrial processes are a procedural kind of stages undertaken in long-scale progression to convert raw material into intermediate commodities or finished products under controlled condition. So for that process to be sustainable, it means that the sustainable industrial process is an industrial process that is designed with natural products or non-depletable resources, and their technology carried out with the best standard practice, international practice. That is what will make it sustainable. So how can we achieve this? We have to achieve this by making sure that the surfactants we use are renewable surface active agents. Renewable surface active agents are fortifying organic molecules and compounds derived from natural product materials with versatile water-loving and heating capacities at the surfaces or interfaces of two or more insoluble states of matter. These raw materials can be applied raw. When you get the renewable surface active agent, you can apply it raw or as separable materials. You can do extraction, exudate, those are the separable materials, or in combination with non-petrochemical products to formulate specialty chemicals with marked specialty, which is common in the oil industry. So, natural products then are complex structured organic compounds produced by microorganisms, plants, animals, and marine organisms. In our work, we worked with plants only. And those phytochemicals extracted from plants, those phytochemicals extracted from plants examples are amino acid, alkaloids, steroids, tannins, and so on. And they're normally extracted from parts of plants. For example, the fruits, the flower, the leaves, the branch. You would have seen maybe your child who is in the university carrying around dogoyaro and things like that. It means that they're working with plants in trying to get phytochemicals from the plant to do one or two things. Actually, they also applied these phytochemicals in medicine research, cosmetic, biotechnology, food, and environmental quality research. These phytochemicals contribute to their lifeblood efficacies when incorporated as renewable surface active agents in industrial processes. We are going to a very interesting area. This part, preferential absorption. I have drawn a few things. If you remember this particular picture, the first one on the right is what we saw when we saw the molecule of surface active agent. Now, if you see this one, air, oil, water, can you see the hydrophilic part is allured towards the water, while the hydrophobic portion is allured towards the oil or air. And once that is done, the tension of the system is lowered. Free energy of the system is lowered, and many interactions can go on, like enhanced oil recovery, emulsion, suspension, detergency, flotation, and so on. So with this in mind, my team and I present some work which we did, and they are collector for metal ore beneficiation, emulsifier in drilling mud formulation, ion exchanger for industrial effluent treatment. I start with the collector for metal ore beneficiation. These are some metal ores found in large quantity in Nigeria, parts of the country: hematite, galena, and cassiterite. Actually, the metal ore is a complex mineral material or rock which contains valuable metals and gangue in its natural form. Before these metal ores are used, they must be purified because they come with a lot of things. But then what you need is that you collect that one. Because when you grind them, you can, through magnetic separation, some of the metals, they are magnetized. So once you finish your jigging and tabling, then you do your magnetic separation methods, the remaining sample of about 35 to 100 micron can only be separated by methods like beneficiation method. And what is beneficiation method? It's a method of purifying desired metallic concentrate from the earthy waste. And most times what we get here is important, is of high economic value. So that is why we have to go through this method to purify the real metal we want for use. Now, in the metallurgical industry, they normally do this purification before they go into smelting and refining and other processes. In our work, Anusiem and Ebit Media developed renewable surface active collector reagents with palmitic and lauric acids by the modified saponification method for purifying this metal through fruit flotation. We all know that globally we are discussing sustainability. So to do that, we have to come out from petroleum-based collector reagents. And the picture here is showing us how the sample, the ore, and the collector reagents is fed into the tank, mixed, and air is introduced. And once that is done, it exits the system through under the sub-aerated agitator, and as the air comes up, the metals of interest attached to it because their hydrophobicity has been boosted. And when it does that, they now go up. Their lights, they go up and form a float layer, which is now collected on the float tray. And when that is done, the system is the metals are normally mechanically skimmed out, and we have the metal of interest. While the other side of the metal will stay with the water because there are water love in there, and go as tailing stream. They will normally be decanted. And when we run this, how do we apply some of this metal? How do we apply them after we have recovered them? We know iron, lead, and tin. These are the core metals. Iron is from hematite, lead is from galena, tin is from cassiterite. Iron is one of the most important metals because it's all over. Without iron, we will not be here. Because it is used, any house you see that is strong, it means that they use quality iron and arrange it properly. So iron is used in parts of vehicle, engine parts, because they can withstand heat and every pressure. We also have caravan, which people use for everything, house, shop, and all the rest, even to transport heavy-duty vehicles. While the lead is used for lead battery, and then we have electric cables. The tin is common with us. Tin tomato, tin biscuit, tin this, tin that, and so forth. Food packaging containers, very important. We also have the corrugated tin roofing sheet. All these are of high economic value, and they were prepared with surface active agents that are renewable, because we prepared them with palmitic acid, which is a palmitic and lauric acid, which is a fatty acid or fatty acid from plants like palm oil, palm, and then lauric, coconut. Now we are going to emulsifier in drilling mud. Ordinarily, water and oil can never mix. I want to tell us what is emulsifier with that. Emulsifiers are surface active organic molecules or compounds which fortify and stabilize two or more incompatible fluids like oil and water by increasing their kinetic energy at the interface. Ordinarily, water and oil. I want to, in the home, all those ncha that we normally prepare, they call it ncha. Some call it different names, but it's wonderfully in our native salad, in our our native cuisines. Some can even mix it and use it to eat yam, eat anything. It's so healthy, and our people are healthy. It's now we are hearing of big sickness when they were eating only this. How does it happen? The burnt ash, the palm burnt ash, was brought out, then soaked water was added, and it stays for some time, depending on how you like it, maybe between half and 1 day. Then the water was sieved out. Now, these phytochemicals are in the water. So as soon as you put it in oil, that phytochemical will now join the water and the oil. And you see your container having a beautiful salad, better than a salad cream. You will see it. So this is why when people are eating, you will be hearing them, Oba, Nkwabi. They will be singing, because the thing is so exciting. So with this kind of excitement, we said, how can we transfer this excitement into our field? Because we know there's problem with the field. I mean, oil field. So we thought, because there is danger, if things are not done well, if there is problem, if there is a spill, that means everywhere is gone. So we want to start from the source. What did we do? We now try to bring some leaves, we know. But before that, I would like to tell us what is drilling mud. Drilling mud is one of the crucial components of the complex process of extraction of hydrocarbon reserves in the oil and gas industry. Like I was hinting, Onyogolo, Akaranta, Ibezimezani, we came together and tried to pick some leaves that are familiar. Nobody is worried about it. It's always producing throughout the year, like pawpaw, bitter leaf, almond leaf. This almond leaf is all over. We can't even finish using it. So we made sure we grabbed it. Now, what did we use? We tried to, when the rock where you have oil field, around it is a salty area. So we know that, and what did we do? We applied sodium hydroxide, things that will look like the water zone, sodium carbonate. Carbonate is always in the complex there, and potassium carbonate, so that whatever we get will be amenable to the soil. So we now applied it in extracting the phytochemicals in pawpaw, bitter leaf, almond, and almond leaves. And at the end, the substance we got, we applied it as a emulsifier in combination with some viscosifier, wetting agent, to prepare water, to formulate renewable surface active water-based mud, which yielded bitter leaf extract mud, I'll call it BLEM, pawpaw leaf extract mud, PLEM, and almond leaf extract mud, ALUM. We did a lot of rheological analysis and we got impressive results, but we can't present all today. I just want to present one, the performance of the mud. Now, filtration volume. When we did the filtration volume test, we compared a renowned oil company in this town, gave us their sample. So we compared it with it. When you look at our table, you find out that the values are low. That is one good one. And others some are higher than the others. But then Blem was exactly behaving like the control they gave us. So what it means, for example, what this is telling us, if you keep, in our own case, we are running with about 720 liters of the sample. And at the end, only 2 meals was lost. That means nothing really was lost. That means the system utilized everything we gave it. That's why I said that excitement has gone down. Utilized everything we gave it to mix water and oil. And you can agree with me that this is just an easy way of dragging it out through drilling. So what am I now begging? We are very ready for collaboration. And we are begging oil industrialists in the oil company to please give us a part of their drilling site so that we can test our sample there. And you know that the success will put smiles on the economy of Nigeria and then change our future. So we are pleading that they come and collaborate with us. At least we know that our gross domestic product will be affected. Industrial effluents. All industries have effluents. And it's important to treat it before ever discharging them into body waters. You remember what I said in my primary school? While I was moving, I was worried. And up till now, it's still bothering me. What are these industrial effluents? Wastewater generated from manufacturing, factory, or industrial plants, processes. You know, in this, depending on the industry, there are a lot of things in the water. Water is powerful. You can't run away from it. It follows everywhere. It's a carrier. Thus, there can be heavy metal there, waxy, oily substance, suspended particulates, dyes, toxic species, and chemicals. Now, the stability of aquatic ecosystem and safeguarding human health depends on treating industrial effluent to acceptable standards before discharge into waterways. In our work, Akaranta, Oji, Okon, Millicent, Ibezimezani, and so on, or monkey cola. We applied them in preparing an exchanger for removing ions. There are many things to remove, but these ones we prepared plants. We know that of values to ageless, they're all valuable to us. And then their byproducts are also useful. But in this case, normally they're thrown everywhere. So we can't leave them to be discarded as waste, scattering everywhere. So once they are brought together, we can harness them and then get the phytochemicals for use. Like in this case, these samples were dried. The orange mesocarp, the red onion skin, the monkey cola. It was, the seed inside. When you eat the crunchy part, the seed inside, that is the one we call monkey cola. I know we remember what is the red onion skin. When you get onion skin, the outermost peppery layer. And the orange mesocarp is the layer between the outermost peel and the inside edible segments. So when we get them, we dry them, mill them, and then try to subject them to sourceless extraction with acetone. When we did that, acetone is a mild solvent and it will quickly evaporate. So you have your real crude sample. We now ran the spectrophotometry of the samples, and we found out that they have a lot of polyhydroxy group, which makes them susceptible to modification. The lifeblood attributes of the renewable exchangers were exhibited during the interchange of the equivalent ions between the exchanging metal ion and the exchangeable species at the active internal surfaces. At that point of interchange, the water-loving section will be allured to the water-loving part, while the oil or grease-loving part or death-loving part will be attracted to the organic section. So when that happens, we'll be able to exchange what we want. Now, in this case, we have This table will show us a few percentages of metal ion we removed. When we we modified the orange mesocap with toluene diisocyanate and carboxylated it, we found out that zinc 70%, copper 72%, nickel 72% exchange. This exchange means they have been removed, and then the water is pure now. Cobalt 82%. We will not forget that the phytochemicals present in orange mesocap are phenolic acids, flavonoids, and so on, while they have been applied in bioenergy, food, cosmetics, fermentation, and so on. This was done by Okoye, Milis Ibezimezani, and Akaranta. And when we compare the two results, that of the sulfonated toluene diisocyanate gave a better result, but both of them were good. But relatively, that of sulfonated type gave a higher result. We are now on red onion skin, and then dear Oji, Ibezimezani, Akaranta, we also applied red onion skin. The phytochemicals there are quercetin, anthocyanin, tannins, and other polyphenols. We also have the application in natural dye, crafts, health, and so on. Now, we modified them. We just wanted to be tactful. We modified them with different compounds that have OH. And what do we do? For example, the first one was unmodified. We didn't. While the second one, phosphoric acid, citric acid is friendly, malic acid, succinic acid. When we did that, we are just changing the hydroxyl position. When we did that, we found out that the one for succinic acid gave the largest result for lead, then followed by maleic, citric, phosphoric, while the one prepared removed cadmium. The highest is succinic acid, followed by phosphoric acid, and then citric acid, and so on. We also did something with carboxylated epichlorohydrin. We modified it too with that and tried to remove manganese, iron, and lead, and the results are also presented. This was done by Ibezimezani, Okon, Akaranta, and so on. Onyogolo et al. Too was there. So we also prepared that. And also in Cola lepidota, the attraction here is that the seed of this Cola lepidota has a lot of size and weight. So we're wondering if this can be thrown away steady. That means there will be pollution everywhere. It's big, you see it. So we decided to get it, dry it, mill it, and see what we can do with it. And we succeeded. Now we applied we did the unmodified and got 75.3%, 1%. We now modified with ethane 89.4%, and cadmium 83.5%. This was done by Pat Okumbo. Renewable surface active agent is an irreplaceable factor in manufacturing, and thus is the lifeblood of sustained industrial process advancement. Summarily, incorporating renewable surface active agents made from eco-conscious material into industrial processes will ensure continuous process efficacy with favorable output, healthy ecosystem, and effective circular economy. Our team's further research focus is on developing renewable surface active agent, that of the emulsifier, for breaking crude oil emulsion in order to meet export and refinery requirements. Also descalers to prevent scale buildup on the surfaces of industrial facilities. The role of renewable surface active agents in interfacial and multimedia operations in the industry make their development and harnessing an economic window for revenue generation. Hence, the following recommendations. Industries that use conventional resin in their water treatment ion exchange basin should see renewable surface active exchange resins as the formidable substitute and an element of cost benefit. Municipal waste managers should tap the potential of the renewable surface active agents to improve the efficiency of their plants, to enhance environmental remediation and sustainability. Having ascertained the lifeblood potency of the phytochemicals in different formulations, industries should minimize their foreign exchange expenses by replacing the conventional surface active agents with the renewable surface active agents formulations of characterized compositions. Final word. Finally, my research works over the years in the university with the application of renewable surface active agents for different formulations have demonstrated the lifeblood qualities and they exhibited high performance efficacy given the green production process pathway. I am available for consultation or collaboration with individuals or corporate bodies that are interested in developing renewable surface active agents or in search for economically feasible alternative to conventional surface active agents for application in sustainable industrial processes with ease of operation and maintenance. Our capacity extraordinary Vice Chancellor, sir, and the distinguished audience, on the seventh day of creation, our Lord God made man from clay. But that man couldn't do anything until our Lord breathed life-giving breath to the man. As soon as he did that, the surface essence of the alveolar cells were activated. They were in the lungs. And then it took many years, many centuries. It was just in the early 19th century that scientists put all their results together and concluded that what they woke up when God breathed that air was pulmonary surface active agent. It was that pulmonary surface active essentializer that made man to get up immediately. All the processes in the system started working. Our capacity VC, I want to say that there is no life without surface active agent. The world is hungry for better tomorrow. Companies want safer materials. Communities desire cleaner ecosystems. Governments anticipate resilient economies. And all of us look forward to an industrial landscape that are aligned with sustainable values. At this point, I want to plead. Join me. Let us beg the industries and the industrialists to please start applying renewable surface active agent because it provides a pathway towards sustainable industrial process so that all of us will enjoy the enhanced ecosystem services that will follow. This is the moment to advance their use. No more postponement. So that we can establish renewable surface active agent as the lifeblood of sustainable industrial processes that benefit humanity and the long-term economic profiles of nations. Thank you. I am very grateful. Prof, I'm still on. Acknowledgement to thank us. It hasn't been easy. And I'm very grateful. You have all stood by me. I'm very happy. I want to thank. I'll be very brief so that we can do other things. Yeah. So my endless praises and reverence to the Almighty. I do not want to tell you that I was delivered on the day the civil war started at Enugu. And you can imagine a pregnant woman going, it was the third hospital that allowed her for me to be delivered. And plane. And was all in the air. So we cannot thank God. That's why I'm thanking God for life. Superb appreciation goes to our capacity extraordinary Vice Chancellor. Wow. He's a globally recognized digital Vice Chancellor. He approved my inaugural lecture, made me a director. I kept asking myself, who would have made me a director? Because nobody knows me. But he came in and made sure, immediately he made me a professor, made me a director of a central instrument laboratory. Women are grateful. I think we are being counted, like the last inaugural lecturer said. We are happy and we are counted. Yes. And series of remarkable contributions to my professional development. We also thank the well-fitting chosen past and present principal officers. They are all wonderful. A profound thanks to the former VCs, They have all done well in their different capacities. We thank, I want to thank, a special thanks go to my main mentor, Professor Karanta, a versatile scientist and academic industry facilitator, for his extraordinary mentorship capacity from my postgraduate days till date. You know, one day he was talking. He will ask me one question. One of my sons, they say, does this man talking to you know he's a professor? I say, once a student, always a student. He will query this one, he will query this one. So, once a professor, once a student, always a student. So thank you very much. Immeasurable thanks to my lecturers, some of whom are here, Ojinaka, Ogale, and so on. And Frank Fitterside, Obuzo, Onyekonwu, Chuku, Sien, and so on and so forth. I want to thank those that worked with us in the lab. We have Johnson, Okike, Aroya, Nwosu, Mumuni, Okon, and so on. Please, thank you so much. And those in the faculty office too, they did well. We have Chinda, Oko, Areda, and Wogu. Hearty thanks go to my connections at the School of Science, Laboratory, Technology, while I coordinated the BCT there. We have Loveday, Abrakasa, Egesi, and so on. We thank those that really made CIL, uplifted CIL with their work. We thank the diligent staff of CIL and those in the Committee of International Conference for Laboratory Research and Technopreneurial Innovations of the last 2 years. And the next one is in the next exactly 2 weeks today, 23rd April. We thank them and all the companies that came to our rescue. We are grateful. We want to say, the sense of responsibility and characteristic dedication put in by the chairman and members of the University Inaugural Lecture Series Screening Committee towards ensuring excellent presentation is priceless. We also thank the academic office. They are wonderful in preparing us. We have my students, many of whom are doctors now, though some are still in postgraduate. We thank all of you and we all work together for greater heights. I wish them more advancement. We have, the committed prayers of religious and laity catalyzed my all-round lifting up. Worthy to note are the beloved, brave Reverend Father, and then now remember Father Isidore Peter, who is presently here. We thank the faithful of St. Mary's Catholic Church, Alakahia. We thank the Catholic Women Organization. We thank the CMO, the Catholic Youth Organization, Association of Sacred Heart of Jesus, and the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and so on. May God remarkably shower you, his love, on you forever. We recognize my professional activities with Chemical Society of Nigeria, those with ICON, Institute of Chartered Chemists of Nigeria, OWSD Uniport Chapter, and Women in Chemistry, ASDU Education Team, and so on and so forth. We thank my parents. Though late, they were wonderful. Chief A.N. and Ezine Ochono for the pivotal and pioneering role they played, which have gone a long way in the actualization of my higher education and progress. Eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord. I sincerely treasure the patriotic zeal and charismatic commitment demonstrated towards the success of my career by my beloved family and in-laws. Here we have my brother-in-law is here with wife, Martin, Mr. Martin and wife, pharmacist, and the wife is in our school too. So they are here. And I thank him. He's representing our family, Martin Ibezim, and the wife, Chido Ibezim. We have others, but no time to mention all of them. They're wonderful aunties and uncles. I most affectionately thank my husband. This is very important. Very, very, you won't understand. Very, very important. Yes. It was while I was thinking of this marriage, I was saying, I don't want to marry anyhow because I want to further my education. I was just telling myself, so I said, I will not, if you're a businessman, don't get annoyed. I said, I will not marry those people who didn't go to school because I don't want anybody to disturb me. I just want to move on. And he has encouraged me. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Anthony Ike Ibezimezani. He was wonderful. His prayers, love, and benevolent contributions, which facilitated the attainment of this site. In fact, your admirable composure in everything, thoughtful proofreading of my write-ups, valuable input to my work, sharing of ideas, etc., reminds me daily of how fortunate I am to have you as my God-given husband. Please clap for him very well. Yeah. To our beloved children, for your unwavering support, prayers have been a true blessing to my upliftment, and I cherish you all. May God bless all of us and remain our constant strength through Christ our Lord. Amen. Thank you.
The inaugural lecturer is at this time handing over a copy of the text to the Vice Chancellor. Thank you.
I have the honor now to invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Unari Abraham Georgewi, to make his closing remarks.
Let me still adopt all the protocols we have established at the beginning of this inaugural lecture. I actually like the medical and religious ending of this very complex chemistry. Chemistry has not changed at all. It still dazzles us every time. We will continue to honor those of you who have been able to understand this subject and go on to become subject experts on it. Congratulations, Professor. It's not easy. You will agree with me that she used everything in her arsenal, everything she could to make us understand this complex subject, chemistry. She tried to demystify chemistry, but still, some of us are still dazed till now. Distinguished colleagues, as the saying goes, every ending is a new beginning. This saying is a truism in the world of chemistry. When a reaction finishes, the reactants don't vanish, but simply rearrange themselves into a new substance. Therefore, every ending is a starting line for the next reaction. Our inaugural lecturer Major's contribution to knowledge lies in the development and application of renewable surface active agents, ROSAAS, derived from natural and agro-waste materials. Through rigorous experimental investigations, she demonstrated how plant-based fatty acids, such as palmitic and lauric acids, can be effectively utilized as collectors in metal or benefiction, achieving optimal separation through micelle formation and interfacial tension modulation. Distinguished colleagues, I must confess, this is the most difficult inaugural lecture I have interpreted. That is the world of chemistry. Any day, anytime, it remains difficult, but easy to those who understand chemistry. In fact, I have written something, but even to read it is difficult. That's to tell you how the subject is. So I think I will just summarize. Because what she cannot make it understand in chemistry, definitely I cannot be able to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, what we have encountered today is a body of work that bridges science and society, theory and application, innovation and responsibility. It reminds us that the future of industrial advancement cannot be divorced from the health of our ecosystems. Indeed, the question is no longer whether we can sustain industrial growth, but whether we can do so without compromising the very environments that sustain life itself. On behalf of the University of Port Harcourt, I commend Professor Millicent Uzoamaka Ibezimezani for this outstanding scholarly contribution. Her work exemplifies the ideals of this institution: excellence in research, relevance to society, and commitment to sustainable development. As we leave this all, let us carry with us not only the knowledge that she has shared, but also the challenge she has presented in her work. Let us rethink, re-innovate, and let us act on those things she has recommended. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we please rise to give a round of applause to this erudite 210th inaugural lecturer, our own Professor Millicent Uzoamaka Ibezim Ezani. Thank you, and God bless us all. Thank you.
You may resume your seats. That is the end of the 210th inaugural lecture of the University of Port Harcourt. On Thursday, 30th April 2026, we have been invited to gather here again for another inaugural lecture. This time is coming from the Department of Theater and Film Studies, Faculty of Humanities, and the lecturer is Professor Faith Ebrakumo Ken Aminikbo. And the topic is playing and learning, the Siamese twins of the theater. It's going to take place here on the 30th of April. The university has continued to sustain the culture of cocktail after inaugural lectures. So the cocktail will take place at the usual venue, and those who are expected to participate know themselves and they know the venue. Now, shall we rise for the anthems?
University
Thank you. Music for recession, please. Please stand where you are.